Accessibility at Iowa.
Hey everyone, it's Alex. Our group has been putting together a workbook in Microsoft Excel, and I've been asked to review the final version. Accessibility in Excel is kind of new to me, so I want to check it for potential accessibility issues before I share it with my audience. For this, I'll use the Accessibility Assistant in Microsoft Excel. Accessibility Assistant helps me to find and fix accessibility issues. It provides explanations for each issue, suggestions for fixing the issue, and learning tips for a deeper understanding. To use the Accessibility Assistant, I open the Review tab in Excel and find the Check Accessibility menu in the Review Ribbons Accessibility group. I select Check Accessibility, and the results of the accessibility check are displayed in the Accessibility Assistant. Excel also opens an Accessibility tab, where I can quickly find other tools to support accessibility. Accessibility Assistant lets me check issues in any order at any time. For this workbook, I'm going to start by checking issues with the sheets and cells. Accessibility Assistant reports numerous instances of merged or split cells. Merged and split cells can make it harder for keyboard-only and screen reader users to make sense of a table, so I want to address this issue right away. Accessibility Assistant suggests I split the cells, but that would compromise the structure of my columns. Cycling through each instance of the issue, I see that the merged cells are part of an early draft of this worksheet. It looks like someone has created a version of this sheet to address the issue, so I'll delete the old sheet and the issue is cleared from the accessibility check. Next, I want to clean up some default sheet names. Descriptive sheet names add context to my workbook and make it easier for everyone to navigate and understand the content. Range and table are two slightly different ways to present data in Excel. I'll rename Sheet 2 to First Year Undergrads, Range, and Sheet 3 to First Year Undergrads, Table, to make it easier for people to distinguish between them. I rename Chart 1 Chart, Entering First Year Students, and even though it's not technically included in the check, I'll rename Map 1 Iowa Map, Distance Education, just to add a little more clarity. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. While renaming the First Year Undergrads table a moment ago, it looked like the table was missing a header row. I opened the Missing Table Header issue, and the missing header row is confirmed by Accessibility Assistant. I can verify this in the Table Design tab, where the header row checkbox is unchecked. Accessibility Assistant suggests that I insert a header row, and when I do, the missing row appears. I confirm that the header row checkbox is checked, and this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. Now it's time to take on a number of hard-to-read text contrast issues. I open the issue and cycle through the contrast instances. Accessibility Assistant offers font color options and even a high-contrast color picker that can meet the contrast requirement. I move through the issue, applying higher contrast colors as I go. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. A different type of contrast issue is the use of red text to indicate negative values. Red text is hard to read for people with certain visual limitations. Accessibility Assistant suggests reformatting cells to use a different indicator for negative values. I select the Format Cell Number tool and choose the -sign example under negative numbers. I may have to do this more than once depending on the original formatting of my cells. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. The last active issue in this accessibility check is missing alt text. Accessibility Assistant flags two instances of missing alt text. The first is attached to a chart. The chart gets its data from the First Year Undergrads sheet. Because that content would be too complex for regular alt text, I instead add alt text that directs the user to view the raw data. The second alt text issue is a map showing online courses and enrollments. This would also be too much information to a standard alt text. In this case, I create a data table and again refer the user to the raw data. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. Finally, while it's not a concern in this workbook, I need to be aware of the potential for issues in the document access section. Certain security settings can present barriers to assistive technologies, so I remind myself that I'll need to be cautious if I need to apply security settings like passwords or other access restrictions to a future workbook. Although I've cleared all the issues in Accessibility Assistant, there still is a little more to do. I'll revisit the alt text to make sure it's relevant. Make sure my fonts and colors really are easy to see, and see if there are any issues that Accessibility Assistant wasn't able to catch. Once I've finished with those, I can share the workbook with my audience, confident that it's more accessible and usable for everyone.